through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through.
What's going on, relic hunters, treasure seekers, and crypt divers, and welcome to Fumble Through!
Fumble Through!
A podcast that was buried in a tomb and now has major mummy issues. Welcome back to the bowels of the Fumble Factory and join us at the table of imagination as we prepare for another dose of this magnificent adventure. But before we get to that, I'd like to take the time to check in with our awesome players. It's been a while, and I, for one, would like to know how you guys are going. We haven't done this for a little while, so tell us what is going on that is super nerdy in your lives right now. What is the geek thing that you guys are focused on right now?
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I bought I think it was the second season of Warhammer Underworlds from Games Workshop, and it sat in the wardrobe because nobody I know plays it for 2 years. And then a couple of weeks back, I just decided, I want to get it out, I want to play it, I want to learn to play it. And my wife, thank you, decided that she would play it with me. And we've had many, many games of it now. It's been great fun. So thank you, Sarah. She's 3-2.
Oh, you guys
she's owning me.
Yeah. Start betting on it.
It was really weird because I remember going back when I was a bit younger, I remember playing a different game with a friend and losing and really having a bit of a tantrum about it. And I thought I was past that kind of age now, but apparently not.
Have you flipped the board?
No, I haven't yeeted the board, but I was very upset with the dice rolling. I mean, it's like it was a whole 45 minutes of rolling ones. Not that you roll ones in the game, but the equivalent of rolling ones.
I would.
All the way. I was, deeply distressed.
Okay. What about you, Lindsay? What's the nerd in your life?
I don't really have too much going on at the moment. I've just finished painting my giant purple worm.
That's nice.
I'm waiting for the sneakers.
Is that a euphemism?
Yep.
Did you 3D print that?
No, it's from Reaper Miniatures.
Oh, is that from your big Reaper bundle?
No, this is the one we actually bought. We went to a
to the
fair.
miniature work.
We went to BrizzCon.
Yeah.
BrizzCon.
I bought it there.
And is it true you're doing it with an airbrush because you don't want to touch it either?
It was my first time at an airbrush.
Nobody wants to touch it. Did it go purple because you're holding it too tightly?
Yep.
Gripping with joy.
But yeah, so I've just finished that, and now I'm going to probably start my next project, which I think is going to be a miniature tavern, like a full...
Nice.
Like a scene?
Yep.
Inside out?
No, like a
patrons
playable...
in? Or just okay, cool.
Well,
external, internal, or
external, internal.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, wow.
Because the one
Floors?
thing...
Oh, wow. We'll have to get some pictures on that on our social media.
It's probably going to take me quite a while, but I
don't
think the
think
one
we can
place
get
we
away with
always
putting
hit...
pictures of a purple worm on our social media.
Oh, no, they're going to be there.
They're going to be there.
Yep.
Is it it's a winter worm, right? It's really small?
No, it's really big.
Oh.
It's got teeth too.
Deep.
Anyway,
Love bites.
But yeah, because, the one place you always end up in any D&D game is a tavern, right?
Well, we've been trying to get in a tavern this entire game.
More than one tavern. Thank you very much.
So I plan on having this awesome 2-scale tavern that we can just...
To scale?
Or to
like
scale?
A 1-to-1 tavern.
Yeah, I'm going to build us an
we can
actual
LARP,
tavern.
But yeah, nice. Yeah.
Is this just so that you can get some kind of bar in your house?
I was going to say, what Lindsay's actually saying is he's bought a pub.
Yep.
I'm making a bar.
I'm going to need a bigger brush.
That could be a Kickstarter goal or buy me a coffee goal down the line. Fund our tavern.
Don't buy me the beer, buy me the whole tavern.
The Fumble Tavern.
Yeah.
Nice.
Teach a man.
You heard it here first. That's ours, right?
Teach a man to pour a drink and he drinks for a lifetime.
What, we're not going to call it the Lion Beaver?
Brett, what's your nerdy pursuit right now?
I've been doing a lot. I have been playing a lot of Call of Duty Mobile. Ooh. A lot of Call of Duty, like every day, getting all of my achievements up and done, and I'm doing pretty well on it.
Got to get those sweet skins.
I'm not putting any money into it, so that's where the skins come from. Yeah. But I'm getting my levels. I'm doing all right. I'm playing a clan war at the moment. Mm-hmm. I'm a clan of one.
Here's an opportunity for you to put the call out and form a large clan.
Oh,
true,
yes.
Yeah.
Any Call of Duty
Make a
Mobile
clan.
fans that are out there, maybe contact us through social media.
Oh, I've found an old VCR and I'm learning how to get a Betamax into the VCR so I can transcribe stuff to US. I don't know what other fucking geeky shit to do. I've done.
I'm sorry. There's a Lego table within sight of us right now. There's a table full of Lego that you have color coordinated, Brett.
You know, one of the things I love when I come here actually is, that there's a scene in the movie Aliens when they're just about to get into the tank and onto the drop ship, and they're running along, and you see Frost, I think it is. He's handing out all the rifles from the rack on the side of the wall. Every time I look into that room next there, there's that rack of Nerf guns on there. It looks exactly like that rack. Love it.
So, that's what you meant when you said nice rack to me.
Yes.
Right. Okay. But I'm not working. That's all here. That's like I'm not working on any of that stuff. The Lego's there. The Nerf gun, the work's done on that stuff. I don't have anything at the moment.
So we can surround ourselves. This is why I don't understand people who like to go on holidays. I spend my entire life surrounding myself with the things I love. Why do I want to leave that? Everything's right there in my cocoon and I don't have to talk to anyone else.
I too have surrounded myself with the things I love, and then I love it when they go on holiday and leave me at home.
Nice.
Hey, Justin, what have you got that's going on that's geeky and stuff?
Oh, my geeky pursuits. There's so many of them. I can't choose but one of mine. I don't know. My biggest one right now, as it has been all year, is taking photos of toys. So if you want to follow me, that's at Instagram, Justin_Fumble through. I just did this. So
it was a big setup
Instagram.
to plug your Instagram.
It all becomes clear.
Yeah, I just want to be an influencer and get free toys from Hasbro.
Well,
I can't even
you're not
say
going to get
it.
the toys at this rate, mate.
I can't even say it, from Hasbro Pulse. I just like it's a nice little thing that I do, just grabbing things. I make things like Lindsay's making his tavern. I've been making backgrounds and little tree stumps and making little pictures and recreating my favorite scenes from Marvel.
Is this where you tell the community that it's actually your son that sets up all the best shots and
He does.
you just take the photos?
It is actually true, and he's in all the videos that I've set up, like all the videos that are there. His little hands are unboxing all the things. It's actually him that does all the work. I just
Under your name.
He's just not old enough yet to have his own Instagram account. And I'll take all the monetary stuff that comes from it, which is nothing.
I do have something else. I bought some dice the other day.
Ooh.
I went on and there was a special. I spent some significant money on some dice, and I bought some dice. They haven't arrived yet, but they've got little spell books inside them.
Oh,
that's
you
sweet.
joking?
Yeah,
That is awesome.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So I bought a number of dice and a dice wallet, and I got a couple of mystery bags. But these ones, there's a bunch of them. I can't remember the website. But there's for a ranger, there's wolf paws and there's
awesome.
shields and helmets.
So
and
actually set in the dice.
inside the
clear?
dice.
Are
So,
going to
yeah.
have to take photos of those.
Yeah.
Did you see how quickly
Yeah.
Luke reached
I'm pretty
for
sure
his
he's already
phone?
ordered them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he just went, oh,
Well,
there.
I got a little confession actually when talking about dice, because I said I wasn't going to do this and I ended up doing it in the end. Supporting on Kickstarter, there's a Last Airbender
the role-playing game.
And depending on your commitment to it, there was a set of dice. I increased my commitment
To the metal dice?
Well, no. I've increased it so I get all the stretch goals. So included in that is the set of multicolored, like the different dice in different colors. But I did see the chrome metal ones, and I was like, no, I can't do that.
Well, these came from Random Encounter Dice.
Random Encounter.
Oh, they're great.
now I
Random
believe that
Encounter
they
dice.
are
They are
really,
really
really
good
good.
dice.
Random Encounter.
And I do have a picture here if you want to have a look. It's not great because it's from the confirmation.
Oh, they are sweet.
Yeah,
But if
pretty.
you go in
I like
there,
their eyeball dice. They've got
nice.
dragon eye
I've,
dice.
I've got some other stuff here. Like,
Oh, those are the ones that are doing the Dragon Eye ones.
Yeah,
that-
they do really cool dragon
if you
eye
go in
dice.
there, I've got the pinwheel metal set as well, which look like caltrops.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
They're really
very
cute.
cool.
Yeah, nice.
They're very cool.
Here we go. I'm about to spend some money.
So
Okay.
this just confirms to me that we are a table of geeks who like to talk geek. If you'd like to talk geek with us, Lindsay.
Oh, yeah. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Except Justin's Instagram. You don't need to follow that one.
Justin_fumble through Instagram. My Instagram's great. Actually,
It is pretty good. I got to be honest.
It
It's
is pretty
way
good,
better
yeah.
than mine at
But
Luke_fumble through. But
you
yeah.
should just follow the fumble through and then go to the friends list because I'm a friend in there. As I
You
think
got a friend.
I always get stuck on Instagram because I don't have enough time to finish what I'm doing to get photos out regularly. That's my
Yeah.
problem.
I've made time. I make time for my fans, Lindsay.
Your kids are a lot older than mine.
It's the connection that I need. So I have to run away from them more often.
I've
Well,
come
I
to
just
terms
got-
with no visual identity, so Instagram's not for me.
Fair enough.
Look at me.
Fair enough. Even though we just asked some questions, that's more about us than it is about anything else. And as always, we like to start the show by discussing something nerdy that we can't agree on or provide inadequate answers for. And this week is no exception. Our dicey question this week comes from a listener called Sean.
Hey,
And
Sean.
If you'd like to be like Sean, message us on social media and don't forget to use the hashtag dicey question. This week's dicey question is, if you were a commoner in a fantasy world, what do you think your job would be?
So convert your current job?
No. If you lived, so in my thinking is if you could go back into medieval times, but I guess we're extending this into like a fantasy world.
Sure.
I'm thinking, and you're a commoner. You're not a highfalutin person. You're just a commoner. What do you think you would do if you were in that world?
Now, hang on. You mean commoner, or like, a little bit of social range can we have? Obviously not like super, super rich, but like.
Yeah, you're not an adventurer or anything like that. So,
okay.
I'm thinking if you were how would you make a coin? What would you do? Like if you got transported there right now, what do you think you would do, or what would you gravitate towards?
Chef, cook.
Oh, nice. That
Probably
would be
some kind of cook in a tavern.
okay. What do you think your standard fare? What's your Jamie Oliver?
There'd always be a pumpkin soup.
As long as there's pumpkins.
There'd be pumpkin soup, whether there's pumpkins or not.
This one's made from rats. Actually, not with breakfast. Has anything to do with
it. There'd be some kind of one-pot meal, a curry or a stew or something like that that you could get into that's kind of hearty. A nice loaf of bread, something nice with some fresh churned butter, and a chocolatey dessert. There's always those things on the menu, and some really nice stout to drink it on down with.
Oh, I like it. You've thought this through a little bit.
Just made it up.
That was literally what I was going to go as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's the one thing I kind of know how to do that if you went back in time, you'd be like pretty impressive at it because you've got knowledges.
Is there nothing that you'd want to learn?
Why hang on. All right. Okay. Right.
Before we move off, Lindsay, when you make your 1-to-1 tavern, can we set up shop in there as two chefs in a tavern?
Yeah, we'll get someone to 3D print.
No, yeah. I was going to say, my first option was going to be I'd be a serving wench, but now we're talking about tavern. I'd be a brewer.
A brewer.
Brewer.
So I can do a bit of
I'd
that
do the
too.
ale.
I've done a bit of that,
That'd be good fun.
And my veggie garden at home is pretty good. So I feel like you can do a bit of everything for that kind of cooking stuff. But
or maybe a cheese maker.
But no, what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't tried cheese. But what is there to learn in medieval time?
I'd like to be a blacksmith.
Yeah.
Or some type of carpenter with old things. But I think a
stonemason.
A stonemason, but a blacksmith is probably the first thing that comes to mind. Like I think that would be a really cool skill to learn. That's a forgotten. It's a forgotten art.
You do know that's like super hard work, Justin.
Yeah, I do. Look at my arms. These guns need some work.
Like knots in a midget's penis.
I mean, if I could be
those arms have worked out to knots.
Back to the frostworm.
It'd be pretty good. A cult leader. Pretty much any of us could go back in time with knowledge as we know from this current time and set ourselves up as a cult pretty quickly.
If I went back with what I know now, I'd be a shyster. I would be scamming shit left, right, and center.
Yeah, imagine all those stupid tricks you see on Facebook or TikTok or whatever, like stupid magic tricks. You'd be set yourself up as a wizard really easily.
Go back in time and I'd get someone to put some Mentos in a bottle of Coke.
This is how the Legend of Merlin started out. He's actually somebody travelled back in time.
Yeah.
This is the perfect if we know what we know now. And I wasn't thinking about your current knowledge. I'm just thinking, if you were back in old times, what kind of would you like? But it is the perfect opportunity for us to recreate every episode of our favorite TV shows that we come in. We're doing the pantomime Seinfeld. Hey, Jerry! You could come back and recreate like your favorite movies and people would be like, that's just amazing.
So we would have like a theater.
Yeah, I could
with a bar.
We've got the entertainment for the tavern.
Not only would I steal the Beatles songs, I'd also steal the plot from the movie yesterday.
So basically, we're all in the same tavern and we've got entertainment, food, and drink sorted.
No, I'll be in the smithy.
You just said you were going to sing all the songs from yesterday.
He does everything.
That's nighttime. Daytime work, Smithy. Nighttime work on stage.
Yeah. He can make the nails we need to build.
I'm dropping the beat with the hammer. Boonk, 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 boonk. It's our bard band. So I bring you back to our game as we zoom in from Absalom into the Pedal District, all the way into this industrial state where you guys are standing on the street outside of the slaughterhouse. You are looking at the brickworks. You've seen people move out from there. The veil slides in and it starts to become particularly thick, especially in this area. The pollution from the factories around give it a sense of weight and foreboding. And as it begins to take on an almost ominous life of its own, you almost feel it beckon you towards the house of slaughter known as the Meatworks, a building that now lies eerily quiet. Nobody's left, nothing has changed, and all you can see in front of you is 2 paddocks with cows in them.
Okay.
So not a soul has left this building.
Not a soul has left. Lights have gone out. Nobody has exited the slaughterhouse.
Not a living soul has left this building.
So we're going back in, right, boys? Men?
Can we hear anything? Can we take a perception check or something? Is there noise? Can we hear people moving around? Is there works going on?
Make a perception check.
Tippy, shut up. 18.
It is pretty quiet. It's eerily quiet. There are people moving from factories all around you. The sugar mill behind you. You've got the brickworks around, and there's other large scale factories in this area. And as you would, as time goes by, at around 5 o'clock, you hear the Flintstones bell go, and the guy slides down the big dinosaur, and then they'll start going home. People have walked past you. You guys have found a place that you think is a little bit unassuming. Like there's a road with a bit of a ditch into it, and you guys have found a place where you think you might not be so obvious looking at the meatworks from this point in time, but you don't hear anything past that. What you do see, though, is a cloaked figure on the street, and the cloaked figure moves up to one of the workers that comes out of the brickworks, speaks with them for a minute, hands something to them, and then retreats back, and you see them sort of move around a bush.
The cloaked figure or the people that person that received
Well, the person who gave the person who received the package from the cloak figure keeps moving up the street, joins back with his friends who have come out of the factory, and the figure that it was cloaked moves back around the side of the bush.
Out of sight of us, yeah?
Out of sight, just around the corner. Breaks line of sight for you.
Here, I don't like what's going on here, boys. This doesn't sound right. This doesn't seem right.
Who do we go after? The person with the package or the guy in the bush?
Guy in the bush seems like the best culprit.
Okay.
It's worth 2 workers in the hand.
How far away is this bush?
Is the veil kind of affecting our sight at this point? Is it rolling in, or how are we going?
It's starting to roll in. It hasn't sort of taken effect. You've still got probably 70, 80 foot before you think it's going to come in.
We think it's going to be hard to do a stakeout out here because of visibility?
It's
or?
going to become hard. You can't see the meatworks from the street once the veil's in. Even now, part of the meatworks is obscured, but definitely you can see where the bush is. That is definitely close enough, yeah.
All right, so
Do you want to go for a little stealth?
I'm going to go for a little stealthy.
Hold on.
Yep.
Take this little potion of vanish with you.
Shall I take that now?
No, take the last one round.
Any last one round? Ah, okay. I'm going to stealthy up to the bush and see what I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For those listening at home, the look on Luke's face right now.
I think we all heard the size, didn't we?
Okay, just as a point of, you can fail a stealth check, can you?
No, it's a skill. There's no...
Okay, 13.
You walk
Rolled
around.
a 1. I did roll a 1, but yeah.
Random encounter dice. You're going to get some sales
Yes.
Yeah, you
Go
kind
flat on
of...
my face?
You guys watch Reg move up to the edge of the bush. He moves around, sort of staying within sight of you. Like you can see his bulk. Well, his little tiny bulk, but you can see the form of Reg. You can see the form of Reg as he looks around the edge of the bush, and you can see him trying to see someone when all of a sudden you see a hand come out of the bush, grab Reg, and yank him in.
Do I get a reflex for that?
A hand grabs you, covers your mouth for a second, and pulls you in close, and you hear whispering in your ear, "Sacre bleu, what are you doing here?"
Oh, shit. I can't say anything. You got your hand over my mouth.
Oh, sorry. sorry. What are you doing here, little one?
What are you doing here?
I'm doing my job. I'm a pathfinder.
We'd probably be running.
So
up to
can
the
I
bush
see,
at this point.
is this wearing the cloak? Is it the same person?
Yeah, you turn around and you see Saloni looking at you. She's hidden within the one bush that's here that's only big enough for a single person, and she's got herself like hunkered down in a cloak that even as you're looking at it, the cloak shifts a little bit. It starts to stop the light. You can see its leaves kind of move around, and you're like, whoa, I've seen one of those. That's a cloak of elven kind.
Me likey, me wanty.
It's a little too big for you.
We were just following our leads. It's led us here to the meat factory, and I just saw obviously what was you doing something with the brickwork guy. What's going on? What are you doing here?
I was getting information. Where are your friends?
Oh, they're just round the corner. We were just waiting to, I don't know, think we were going to go into the meatworks because there's something seriously dodgy going on in there. It's not kosher.
Shall we get them?
I'd probably, if
I was going to say that probably
we'd probably be
hot on
running
my
to the
tail.
bush at this point after seeing a hand.
You want to make a reflex save for the bomb that's coming at that bush? Yeah, we tail it into the bush to try
So
and.
you would have come to the bush as soon as two figures emerge, one in a large cloak who pulls
Can I
it
get in the
back,
cloak with her?
and you can see silvery white hair, the violet eyes kind of in the light, as the sun is going down, even you get like a cat as it flickers, you see that kind of glow of dark vision, the same glow that Flopsy has sometimes at night time. And she says, "You're all here.
Well, yes, we are.
What brings you here?"
We've been investigating. We're investigating the murders, and we found they led us to this meat factory. What are you doing here?
I was investigating the brickworks.
What for?
There has been unusual activity.
Should we do an exchange of information?
Yes, what do you know? Do you know anything about a magic item that is in control of people? It is controlling people's minds.
Not that we know of yet. We are tracing a magic item, well, what we think is a magic item.
And she stops for a second. She says, "Sacre bleu! Something is wrong with me. Show me your badges. Show me your badges."
Show a badge.
Sure,
Badges?
show the badge, yeah.
She did say badges. So you pull out your watch badges and she grabs yours, Flopsy, and holds it up to the light. And you see her kind of look at it. And she puts a finger on it. And then she breathes out in a sigh of relief. "You are safe. Oh, sacre bleu.
What has the badge got to do with safety?
We think there is something wrong with the badges of the watchmen. This is what is making the watchmen do something wrong.
Is this why all those watchmen around by the brickworks? Oh,
There were watchmen. I thought there was. There has been an increase of the watch. They come around here like the ants on the honey.
but we're it. We are the watch. We are all there is in the watch
It's
in
been-
this district.
it's
There
been
shouldn't be anybody else coming around here declaring it they're
This
the
is
watch.
what I say. There is not many watchmen left. The patrols have all but vanished, but still they come here and they leave and then do things.
What things?
We think that their minds are being toyed with. They are under some type of ensorcelment.
Shit. That explains a lot.
We must find, to get to the bottom of this. I believe it is the brick house.
Before we go anywhere, thank you for your kind present the other night. We received it on our doorstep, those vials and cake. Really lovely of you.
Ah,
Thank you so much.
yes, whatever. Whatever. Yes, thank you as well for the money.
We
And she
talked.
kind of gets a little embarrassed and she kind of moves on a little bit and she says, "But what about you? Tell me."
Well, we talked to the brickwork guy, the goblin,
Says a goblin.
in charge of the brickworks.
Yes.
We don't judge. He seemed all right. He seemed pretty above board.
Is this Master Prem?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
him.
Correct.
But we went over into the meat factory, and that guy seemed shady.
Oh, the meat factory. What is his name? And she kind of pulls out a little parchment notebook and a little piece of charcoal.
Wedman is his
Bernd
name.
Wedman. Bernd?
Wedgren.
Bernd Wedman, and he was very proper and particular about where things went.
Very cagey as well. Good way to get us out of there.
Wouldn't let us see the factory floor.
And
Yeah.
there's been no one that's left since.
But wait a minute. What are you actually doing here?
we're trying to investigate.
We were going to do a stakeout on the meat factory and the brickworks to see what would happen because
But what for?
A number of leads have led us here. Clay in someone's mouth when they were killed.
That's what got us to the brickworks to talk to the gobbo.
We
Yes, but what are you investigating?
murders.
Murder?
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu! She does not know that you are investigating the murders. I just needed you to tell her.
We
Maybe
also
we did-
found out a murder,
Sacre bleu.
changing footprints from a wolf to a goblin's foot or a small child, but we think goblin's foot. So Master Prem may still have some
I
suspicion.
am not
around
saying
him.
he's not out of the window yet. Out of the
suspects
window,
the
out of the
goblin?
window frame. I don't know. He's not off the list of suspects,
Yeah.
but he certainly seemed very comfortable talking to us. Gave us a good amount of time.
Open
whereas
book.
the old chap over in the meatworks couldn't wait to get us out.
Are these murders linked to the watch?
Well, apparently the watch have been coming around the brickworks and then heading into the meat factory, which is why we went and investigated the meat factory.
Ah, the meat factory. This makes some sense to me. So you are looking into the Vic factory.
Yes.
Tell me about these murders. What do you know? A goblin and a wolf.
We think it's the pack of the wolf, lycanthropes.
Cult of the wolf.
cult of the wolf. Lycanthropes have been murdering people and then changing back and escaping off into the alleyways and back to where they come. They've been ripping people apart. There has been cleanup of evidence around those bodies before they left. We have caught someone before that evidence could be cleaned, and that's how we found those footprints. And we know that perhaps there is some link to the Black Cross Museum and the Aldane family.
But why? Why are these murders taking place? How do you, as you would say, follow the money?
That's why we're here now. We don't know why yet.
Can I just take a perception check about the meat factory, see if anything's going on while we're having this conversation?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because I feel like we're very much in deep conversation.
Yeah. You are hidden at this point. I'm not.
No, that's fine. No, I just wondered if there's anything coming or going. That's
yeah.
all. Yeah. So I got on my perception was a 19.
The meat factory has fallen silent. You've seen, even, you're a bit distracted, but even during that time, some of the lights have clicked off. The whole place has gone dark. That smell of silage that happens with animals, because there's cows out the front in the 2 paddocks that are there. But it seems to have fallen silent. Not a soul has left. You haven't seen anyone exit the building. The entire building just falls silent.
Any lights on or anything in there?
No, the as a matter of fact, lights have been turned off. Or shutters have been drawn, or curtains have been drawn, so you can't see light erupting or coming out from the area.
Saloni, what besides fighting with the rapier, do you have any other skills of use?
What do you mean? I'm a pathfinder. I am full of surprises.
Yeah, but have you got magic? Are you stealthy, or are you a healer? Just so we're aware, in case we get into trouble.
You do not ask a lady such questions.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Just keep it
Thanks
in your
for the
pants.
info.
For goodness sake, Miles.
Can I do a sense motive on Saloni to make sure everything that she's telling us is above board and she's telling us everything she knows?
Yep.
16.
You think she does. It's even as you're looking, like, Miles, I know what you're getting at, and you're looking at her and you see at one point a necklace falls out over her armor of the symbol of Imade.
Oh, yeah.
And she kind of puts it back in and tucks it away because it's obviously not going to help if you're wearing a cloak of elvenkind to keep you unseen.
Saloni, would you like to join us? I was quite looking forward to a stakeout at the steakhouse over here, but I think
Did you say steak? I could go with steak.
Hopefully,
I could go with steak. How very French.
Are you related?
This talk of tavern has made me hungry.
It does with your accent. Sound like you know a guy called Jack Harker, who also likes steak.
Nice.
Would you like to? It seems like we're going to go inside the meatworks to investigate. Let's head on in.
We should do this together.
Should we wait for the veil to come over so we can make our approach more stealthily?
Yes. Have you approached the meat house? What do you know about the building itself?
Okay, so this is my plan. So we haven't seen much of it, but we got the 2 animal pens out the front that flank either side of the door. We know that on the left-hand side there is his office, and there was a window out there overlooking one of the animal pens. These animal pens must have a way to get into the slaughterhouse because that's how they lead the animals in. They don't take them through the front door as far as I'm aware. So I reckon we get into one of these animal pens and try and find a way in through one of them.
How do we keep the cows silent? I'm not skilled in this.
Well, as long as we don't spook them, we'll be all right, won't we?
Sleep strike.
Every single cow on the way in.
Well, there wasn't many.
Hang on. So around the building and on the outside, it's all going to be the veil's covering the whole thing, the whole approach to the building, right?
Yeah. So eventually, as the veil's rolling in, even as you've spoken, that mist has come over the top. That smog. So even from here, the whole road towards the house will cover your entrance from there. You can only see 30 feet, and especially here, it's an oppressive 30 feet. So you can move quite silently and still get under the cover.
Or are we going loud because me and you can't see in the dark?
We could go tip over one of the cows and see what the response is like.
Well, he's not going to be able to see in the dark. It's not dark though, is it?
It's 30 foot no matter what.
Fog.
No, I know, but is it still dark? It's not. Or is there lampposts and stuff?
It's night enough. Like, you can walk in the night without tripping over.
If
you want to fight, obviously very different. But if you want to approach something without a lantern on, it's not pitch black that you're going to trip over. It's not darkness.
I think we can get to the front door. There's enough light there. And then once we're inside, all of us can cast a light spell.
Well, before we go, Flopsy, do you think one of us should put on that necklace we found?
Yes, one of you two should put on that necklace that we found. Of course. I thought one of you had put on that necklace.
Which necklace?
Ages of Healing.
You've got, and I do not mean this in any way to be an insult, you've got more of a glass jaw than I have.
I do.
So you have it.
Okie dokie.
Thought you did anyway, didn't you?
How do you think you're going to approach this? This is GM talking to players.
Fight! Run in. No.
Yeah,
Leroy Jenkins.
I
Go
got
through
that
the front or the back door.
Well, I was going to say, as I said, we either go in through the window into his office if he's not in there, but that means we have to be in the animal pens.
Well, I know for one, there is a piece of information that you guys don't have, and that is you haven't circumnavigated this building at all. So you don't know all the entrances, you don't know the exits, you don't even know if this is the only way in.
Well, it's going to be hard to do
Maybe
that.
people have left already and they've gone out a different way. You don't know because you basically walked in the front doors, went inside, came back out the front doors.
With
You know?
the veil coming in there, we're not going to be able to see anything. All right?
Well, if you walk around, you will.
All right.
So you
we circumnavigated the
Yep.
brickworks, but we didn't do the
No,
meatworks.
didn't.
So let's do
Right.
that then, yeah?
Yeah, let's do a saunter around. Let's just
Let's do a stealthy saunter.
Saloni will definitely say, I would like to join you, if that is okay.
So can I make a suggestion?
Yes, you should join me. That's right. It makes total sense. You are just the watch. I am a Pathfinder. Why would I join the watch?
Oh.
You should join the Pathfinder. That
Actually-
makes sense.
We have these compasses. Doesn't that make us pathfinders now?
It does not make you Pathfinders. They are not real.
They're not real. You gave us fake compasses.
Well, have you activated them?
How do you activate
Do they
them?
turn? You have to come to the Pathfinder Lodge.
It does feel like we're getting a little sidetracked from what is the point at hand right now, and I would make the suggestion.
That is right. You should join the Pathfinder.
Right, let's go. Reggie starts walking off.
Fuck.
Flopsy just got Flopsy to his own game.
Someone had to make a move. Come on.
Flopsy's so upset right now.
Flopsy's going to say Miles and Saloni could tell a lover's walk on a circumference around there and pretend like they're having a nice time, and we can keep an eye on the front door while they check out the surrounds.
Oh, I like that
I
idea.
hear that as I'm walking away and turn around on my heels. Yes, Flopsy, that sounds like a good idea. Let's
This
do
is
that.
unbelievable.
That's
I would not touch him.
it's a great idea. Come on, dear. And I hold out my
It is
arm.
acting.
Nobody can act that much.
Take
There
on-
is not enough alcohol in the world.
Oh, are you feeling tired, dear? Hang on to my arm for me.
She would say, "Come, are you very sneaky?
Oh, I can't. I'm a little.
Perhaps it is best. Maybe we should do this silently so people do not know.
Sure,
And
let's
then-
give it.
And then if we get caught, let the charade begin."
Yeah, we are still talking about you going around doing a perimeter sweep, right?
Yes, pretend like you're on a
Perimeter sweep.
a quiet little secluded thing, and you'll be fine.
Only if we get caught, so.
Okay.
If you need to mac out because you need to cover your tracks, feel free.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Do the perennial sweep.
I'm glad you got where I was going.
Make sure you follow me. And
Okay.
then she disappears into the darkness. She starts moving away. Can you just roll a stealth check for me, please, Luke, for Saloni?
I'm not sure I can cope with that kind of pressure. I rolled a 6.
Miles rolled a 17.
Saloni moves very quietly for somebody who is crunching down a gravel path. She's like, she bumps into a cow.
I thought you said you're going to be quiet.
The cows would be mooing anyway, right? Yeah.
She's got this special Velcro armor on.
Oh,
She's certainly not to the level with that role as you are, Miles. But you start walking down. You get basically the way the building works is there is the main proper building, and there are two pens that are on either side of the pathway, like we said. How are you going to go about this? Do you want to go straight down the middle of the pathway? Do you want to go around the edge of the pathway? What are you going to do? There's a map for you so you can have a look at. So you can see the main building proper, and you can see the two pens in the front. There's a little fountain in the middle of the pathway moving in, but it's up to you guys to see how you want to circumnavigate.
so we're trying to be stealthy, but we're also trying to look like lovers, right?
No, we are being stealthy until we get caught. We do not want to be seen.
Well, let's go around the pens then.
Okay, which way
Because
do you want to
the
go?
pathway
Do you want to go
just goes-
clockwise or anti-clockwise on our screen?
Clockwise.
Okay, so if you're headed, so basically as you look at the building, you want to head left.
I mean, the pathway leads to the front door, right?
It certainly does lead to the
So
front
there's no
door.
point going straight up to the front door. We
Just
want
to be clear, Justin's given us a map that has two pens out the front on what would be the eastern side of the map with the path up to the doors to the meatworks.
Yeah.
We know what's in the front little bit of that because we went in for the meeting, but we don't know anything else.
Yeah, but we can't just go in the front door, so let's circumnavigate the pens.
Okay, so you're looking at the path. You start heading to your left around the outside of the first pen, and you see in where you are, you can see about a dozen cows or so still in the pens. They're just eating what's left of the grass that's on the ground there, and they're still out for the night. You start moving around, and eventually you get around that pen. Just make a perception check for me as you get to the edge of the building.
Oh, that's not good. That is a
You can
4.
you can make one for Saloni as well if you would like. Please, Brett.
11 plus.
11 plus. Her perception is +4 if you would like to say that. What did you get, Miles?
4. I was too busy looking into Saloni's eyes.
My eyes are up here. Yeah, you get to the corner of the building and you come across the first window that is a little bit higher. So the building is actually risen up a little bit. It's on a foundation that is higher. So the window, you would have to climb up onto the foundation, and it's probably a couple of feet, about 10 to 15 feet above the ground. So you can't see it from ground is what I'm saying.
Hey, Saloni, do you think I should look into that window?
Perhaps have a look.
Okay.
Can you climb up there quietly?
Yep. I activate my boots and walk up the wall.
Sure. All right. So you activate your boots, you get up to the window and you look in, and it's at that point you notice that there are very thick, heavy curtains on the outside of this window. The window itself isn't barred or anything like that. It's a wrought iron, but it looks like it hasn't been opened for a very long time. There's dust caked and dirt and grime sort of caked all around the edges of the window, like it hasn't been opened. And there's a very thick curtain that comes down.
On the outside of the window?
No, the curtain's on the inside.
Oh, right.
The grime's on the outside.
So I can't see anything?
You can't see anything.
How big is an individual panel of glass? I know I'm not there, but just out of curiosity.
An individual panel. I imagine this to be lots of small panels of glass joined together.
But how small are the panels? Too small for somebody to crawl through if they take a panel out, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
like fist size. You could probably pop a panel out and just reach your fist in there.
I can't see. They got curtains up.
Shall we keep going?
Yes, dear. Let's go.
Let us move. Do another stealth check for me, please. Luke, can you roll stealth? You're Saloni's stealth guy.
I'm getting better with practice.
Another one?
18.
I'm glad that you're rolling just like I roll. So
no,
this is
it's
great.
not for red, so I don't care.
Saloni, she hits a whole heap of sticks. She falls into a bramble patch. She lands on the cowbell waste disposal area.
Here's your chance, Miles.
And you get to the edge of the building. The whole edge from this area is just a solid piece of wall. You can't see windows. You can't see anything other than the chamfer board that the walls are made of. You get around to the back of the area. Again, you circumnavigate almost the entire area of the rear of the building before you get to a point where you can see a window.
So you're heading clockwise around the building, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You start seeing a couple more windows.
And it would appear like the building's as deep as the path leading up to it from the east.
And there's no height. There's no light coming from any of these windows.
No light coming from any windows.
Blackout curtains, hey?
The building in itself is about 80 foot wide at its shortest, and then there's a bit that juts out probably another 20 feet from that, like a small room. In the top corner, you can see in the 80 foot, as it goes back and recedes, there's another area of wall with 2 windows on it. These windows look a lot more utilitarian than the other ones. They're frosted. You couldn't see in them even if they were open, but there is no light on the other side of these windows. So you can't actually, they're opaque, that frosted glass, so you can't see in them.
I'm not even going to bother going up those ones.
Yep.
Let's keep going around.
You move around to the very top side of the building, which would get you back. This time you're walking back towards the road from whence you came. And along here, you see a window.
Is this one totalitarian?
And you see a pathway that leads into here that looks like it has been well trodden. It looks like a lot of animals have walked into this pathway, and it leads up to a big set of wooden double doors.
Okay.
So that's about halfway along. So,
This is creeping me out.
It's
This is actually starting to creep me out a little bit.
This is not humanitarian.
Yeah.
And that window looks dark as
and
well.
that pathway leads out to the back, and you can see some more paddocks. Well, you can't see some more paddocks, but you assume there's more paddocks out the back. You can hear more cattle
Okay.
sort of behind the building. They don't just have 12 cattle that they kill. That wouldn't be a great business.
Not 12. So it's
No.
not Presbyterian either.
So, this pathway
Definitely
sort
not
of leads,
vegetarian.
Why did I miss that one? That was the obvious one. Sorry.
So it leads further out into the paddocks around the back. So you've got a choice now about what you're going to do. You've seen the front. You know that the front of the house has a whole heap of windows on it as well. But most of those windows are overlooking each one of those paddocks, or the pens.
And did we see any like ramps and stuff in those paddocks out the front?
You would probably have to get into the paddock to have a look to see if there's anything. Like you've seen like a gate for the paddock, definitely, but you'd have to get into the paddock to have a look, and that's even with the windows that go out the front of it.
Okay. So this window here, no worth climbing up, or
The first window that you see, is that utilitarian type window as well, but it's the only other feature on this wall is a big double set of doors, big wooden, chunky, heavy doors.
okay, let's make our way around the front again, find out with crew.
All right. Do you want to jump into one of the pens and start moving around the front of the building itself, or do you want to circumnavigate, come right out to the street where everybody's standing?
I think come straight out straight.
Okay. You move all the way out to the street, and eventually you meet up with the rest of the party.
Reg, I've been thinking about this. There's no lights in there, and every time we've been attacked, they've cast darkness. Maybe this is all dark vision inside. They don't need lights.
Oh. You got any of those potions? Any potions that help me see in the dark?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, I'm sticking
Well, I'm
next
just,
to you.
it's an option. I'm not saying there's darkness in there, but I'm saying they don't need light in there because they've got dark vision. Perhaps that's the cause of it's all blacked out.
That's going to create a problem if we're
They
going
do
to try
have-
and sneak around
Every
in there.
time we've come across
You're right.
creatures
You're right.
attacking us.
Yeah. Oh, here's the lovebirds.
Sorry it took so long.
What did you see?
Wink.
What did you see?
Damn it! Stop trying to touch me.
Not much. All the windows are blacked out. There is a gate on the right-hand side here as we're looking at the house that might lead in, but it sounds like there's more animals in there, so it might be more.
What, the animal entry?
Yeah. So my plan, if you guys are up for it, does mean we have to go in through the animal pens.
Yes.
But the one where when we were in his office, looked down one of those animal pens, and it was not just in that left-hand animal pen there. So I reckon we go in there and go into his office.
Sounds like a plan.
Does mean we might have to spook some animals, or try not to spook some animals, I guess.
I can spook. I'm not good at not spooking.
Reggie, are you good at this?
What?
You will calm the cows, right?
Calm them.
Yes.
Can't we just
go-
go around and
6 seconds
avoid
left.
the pens and go through the entrance that are the animals up there too?
I'd say there's animals inside there as well.
Inside.
Yeah.
So we just have to be calm with the animals. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, basically.
Right.
Or we can just go in the front door.
Front door's the obvious answer. I hate being obvious.
Okay, the window it is. Shall we vote?
Why can't we go through the animal pen and keep the animals quiet?
Oh, you want to? Okay, let's give it a go. I mean,
I'm rolling rocks here at the minute, so
Let us go.
I'm just saying.
She kind of
If any of
pulls
the-
her coat up. She pulls a hood up over her head and says, "To the animal pens then. Miles has got a good idea. Otherwise, we go through the doors."
okay.
With my brains and your strength, if only I had a wheelbarrow and a Holocaust cloak, we'd be fine.
all right. So we head to the cows.
So we're going to walk up the path to the door, turn left, and jump the fence there.
Okay, so you go all the way up to the top of the path, sort of almost near the front door.
Yep.
There's the cover
Okay.
of the fog at
And
this point, right?
At this point, I will need a stealth check. Let's see how quietly
In the fog. Oh.
the infiltration group can come in. I will make my own stealth check. Oh, see, now I roll well for Saloni.
See, I was
Good.
I
doing.
roll very well. Saloni disappears. She actually puts a hood up. That was the problem. All the white hair was out. People could see
Reflecting
her.
the light.
Yeah, so she actually disappears and she moves quite stealthily as she goes through. What did you get? Let's start with the stealthier of the characters. Let's go. Reg, halflings are known for their stealth. How did you go?
Oh, Reg got 27.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely
it.
nailed it. Not what I was expecting when
No,
you
I
gave me that
know,
look
right?
then either. I'll go for Miles next.
So I was rolling really well before. This time I've got a 6 total.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
And Flopsy, what did you get?
Flopsy pulled the cloak over his head. He hasn't had to do that for a while, but he knows how to do it. He knows how to hide in his cloak. 23.
Oh, that's magnificent. You get close to the door, probably about 10 foot before you start heading towards the fence, so you can jump over into the pen. At which point, Miles slips on the fence, hits a bit of the chain. The
Is he
chain
slipping
goes,
casual?
makes a bit of a noise, and from inside the house on the other side, so across the way in the other pen, not the pen to the left as you're looking at the house, but the pen to the right, from inside the house behind one of the windows, you hear this noise. As if a dog has heard you.
Ooh.
Dogs.
Oh, this stupid dog. What did you do that for?
You in range to sleep strike a dog?
And she leaps over the top into there and she says, come on, quickly.
Okay, let's go.
Just make a perception, everybody.
Little Reg got a 24 on perception.
Oh, lovely.
18 for Miles.
Who said that? What?
What'd you actually get?
10.
Reg, you definitely hear.
What do I hear?
As you're walking under the window, you hear sound from inside, like a scraping of a chair and a moving from inside the room, as if someone from inside. So as soon as that dog started barking,
Somebody's got it moved.
Something's got up and moved from inside that room. That you think it's the same room you were in.
Yep. Everyone, stop. Move. Don't move.
Got an idea. We've got 2 potions of gaseous form. We could get in without any problem and any sound.
Let's all just make a stealth check again. Let's see
It's
how
really
quietly
tense.
we
Really
are
tense.
on the other side of this fence. We're inside right now,
Yes! That's better.
and let's see how you go.
Flopsy got 25.
Excellent,
Oh.
Flopsy. Reg,
29.
29.
Oh.
Miles,
I rolled a natty 19, which takes me to a 20, a dirty 20.
excellent.
Nice.
And
What did you roll?
It was a 17.
Oh,
And Saloni also just disappears into that darkness. Now, this is what gets really, really fun, because you're in a pen full of cows. Cows are random, chaotic creatures. Let's see how your interaction goes. So what I want you to do is, Lindsay, I want you to take your D10 with the zeros on it. And Luke, I want you to take your D10 without the zeros. And I want you both to roll.
80.
0.
80.
Ooh.
There are some cows that are nearby, but they're not really paying you too much attention at this point in time. As a matter of fact, the barking of the dog has drawn their attention, if not, distracted them from you guys. Saloni appears from the darkness and she says, I found the ramp. There is a ramp that goes down. This is where they must take the cattle.
Do we want to go in there? He's still obviously in his office.
Really worried. Sorry, guys. I'm just really worried this is going to roll out and we're going to end up on meat hooks
Yep.
in an abattoir.
Yep.
I'm just putting
Yep.
out there. That's what I'm really worried about. This is triggering me from a movie I think I've seen at some point.
Chainsaw Massacre?
No, I never was brave enough to watch that. Something else. But there we go. Anyway.
But none of us rolled successful sense motives against Saloni, so
At this point, you hear ring.
yeah.
yeah, no, that's the vibes I'm getting as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
is-
cool,
is
cool,
the
cool,
chainsaw
cool,
one.
can we see any higher windows now that we're closer to the
No,
front?
it's a one-story building. So the building, while it's tall, and there is obviously a room at the back that is a little bit taller than the rest of them. It's a one-story building.
Happy to go in. If you want me to go and investigate in gaseous form and report back, I can do that.
Let's do the ramp.
Do the ramp. Let's go.
We move to the ramp, Mr. DM, sir.
Okay, you go grab yourselves. You pack up.
Don't play my character.
Oh, sorry, I was just playing Saloni.
Well, that's how you stop the jingling.
Yeah. Again, you form up into a bit of a marching order. Who would be going first in this marching order?
Oh,
Who'd lead the way?
Frenchie would.
Yeah, probably, actually. Yeah, Saloni probably would. She
I'm
found the
happy.
ramp.
Reg is happy to go first.
Even looking at her, you don't think that's Saloni's forte.
Yeah.
She's certainly not great at,
I mean, she-
Yeah, all right, I'll go first.
at moving quietly. You are
Cool.
way more stealthy
She
than
did
she
throw
is.
herself at a mud monster. I
Yeah,
assume she
you think
wanted
she's
to
a
do
little more martial than
Okie dokes.
Then
Yep, the Reg is
sneaky.
first then. Yeah, cool.
Flopsy's pulled out some rose leaves and just have him in his hand ready, just in case.
the smell. It does smell here. Miles, so it would go Reg. She's happy to go second unless you want to go second.
No, I'll probably go second.
Flopsy, do you want to go third or do you want to go last in the marching order?
Third.
And then she'll bring up the rear.
That's a good idea.
You get to a ramp that is caked in mud and animal fecal matter. It is a fairly slippery path down here, but even from where you are, it leads into darkness, and that darkness is covered by a grate. So there's a grate that not
like a portcullis,
like a portcullis
Mini one.
that's come down. So
Right.
like a chain fence that has.
Mhm.
There are bars.
Yeah.
That we can move, disable device, get rid of the bars.
Well, it's a door of some sort.
Okay.
Obviously, this has to
Can-
open and shut. You can see that from here, but you also can see that the ramp down is caked in a bit of mud.
Are there footprints on the ramp? We're not going to give ourselves away by walking down there.
The ramp itself has less footprints on it as you're looking at it than marks of like big, large things that are sliding down it.
Cloven hooved things.
You can't see cloven hooves. It's more of a
Just
big,
skids.
large body that's.
And can Flopsy see past the grate because he's got dark vision?
Flopsy can see past the grate, and you can see a wall about 15 feet beyond the portcullis itself.
Do you want me to go and open that up? Might be noisy.
Not really, but yeah, go for it. Not because it's going to be noisy, but I'm not.
We don't want to go in
I'm
this
not
way.
feeling the vibe. Reggie's feeling very, very twitchy.
I'm not feeling the
Yep,
vibe.
I'm not feeling the vibe.
It
Reggie's
is
feeling very
always
twitchy.
great when the adventuring party starts with, I'm not feeling the vibe.
Not the vibe of the game, just the vibe of the encounter that we're about to end. Is
No,
creeping me a little bit.
It is creepy.
Mm.
Richie had 15 mothers before we entered the community.
Twitching.
Can I take 5 footsteps down the ramp, or am I going to slide? Do I think I'll slide down?
You think that the ramp is going to, I'm not going to play any games here. You think the ramp is going to be a slippery.
You're undoing.
It is not going to be a very easy traverse down that ramp without you having a little bit of dexterousness.
Can I purposely slide down there?
You can definitely purposely slide.
Do I think I
down
can do
to
it
the
quietly?
ramp. You can try to. Certainly you can try to.
I'll do that.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Can I assist? Just worth a try. That's worth a try.
Flopsy got 21 on a stealth check.
A 21 stealth check leads you all the way down. You slide down the ramp. Can you make a perception check just as you are sliding down? You are covered in mud. You're moving. You're almost at that portcullis. Make a perception check.
25.
25 is just enough to notice that as you are getting to the bottom, you see that there is a pressure plate that is in place just in front of where those bars hit the floor. What are you going to do?
Can I stop before I do that?
Okay, make a reflex save just to see if you can, you think if you put your feet up on the bars, that might be enough to stop yourself, but you are traveling at this point in a little bit with a bit of momentum.
10 on a reflex save.
So you try and catch yourself. You put your feet up onto the bars and you manage to do that, but the momentum of you carries a big globule of mud. You've kind of pushed that down and it hits the pressure plate. The pressure plate sinks down and 2 large spikes come out from the sides of the portcullis.
You throw me the idol, I throw you the whip.
And as if these spikes are designed for anything to slide down here to get just whacked. So they're almost like teeth crunching down on you. Does an 18 hit you, Flopsy?
It does.
And you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, as these one of them hits you and just this spike just flies into you like a spear. It comes out and then it retracts back into the wall.
Gotta say, I was ready for an electric fence, but I wasn't ready for a spike. Who would want to impale their animals on the way
that's
through?
modern abattoirs that electrocute them before they put the spikes into them.
More of a deterrent on electric fence. Don't come through here, Zap. I would have thought that would be the way to go. A little.
Yeah, but you at this point you find yourself sort of sitting there in a fairly precarious way, but you've stopped your momentum and you've got enough that you could probably stand up.
Do I think the trap will go off again? Is it a reset
Yes.
trap? Right.
You think that this is the design of it, that they get the cows, they slide them down here, the spikes come in, do all the business, and then they drag the carcasses deeper into the...
So, without dark vision, can I see this happen? Is he close enough for me to have actually seen that?
You would have seen from the
or
light.
did I kind of hear and I know
from
something's gone down that I won't maybe expect.
You'd definitely be able to see that. You think if you go down the ramp though, you're going to need some light because it definitely gets dark down there. But you've still got moonlight, even though it's foggy. You've still got that kind of glow of the fog around you, and you can see as if you're walking on a dark night, outside. So you did see him move down, and you saw like something happen, but you didn't see it exactly. You certainly wouldn't have seen the pressure plate move down or what triggered it, but you would have seen spikes or some metal.
So I'm assuming that something happened that shouldn't have.
Yeah. And you would have heard the noise.
How wide is this ramp?
It's about 10 foot wide.
Okay, can I use my boots to walk down the wall?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we'll do that. Activate the boots and I'll start walking down the wall.
So you just walk down, and you
Flopsy's just going to point to the trap and
you stand next to Flopsy.
hold a hand
Flopsy,
up.
have you stood up yet? Or
no, Flopsy's pulling thieves tools out, and he's going to disable that trap.
Okay.
Flopsy, you all right?
Bit of a pincushion, but I'll be all right.
Right.
Be careful. Don't stand on that plate. I'm just trying to
What plate?
Just
What's going on?
Just step back for a second in case I don't quite get this right. I don't want you to get smooshed as well.
Cool.
Flopsy's going to try and disable that plate. 21.
You see Flopsy basically wedge something under the pressure plate, and you think that you have actually disabled the pressure plate from being able to trigger.
I'm not encouraged by you think, but okay.
Cool.
Will I be able to unwedge it and reset the trap on the way out, do you think?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
And then he's going to try and open up the bars.
Oh, back to the tavern again.
So what's going on?
Hold on one
Stop
second.
shouting, Miles.
Hold on. Can you open the bars up with another disabled device?
Can I assist? Can Reggie
Okay,
assist?
let's try the disable device for the bars. The portcullis is a little bit harder.
11.
You don't seem to be able to make this budge at all.
You seem like one-use thief tools. Once you've used them, they don't work anymore.
What about Frenchie? Can she do it?
I don't know. Can I take 10 to disable these bars?
You can take 20 if you
Well, I'll
like,
take 20 then.
because you know that you have disabled the trap, so you can definitely take 20.
I'll do that. I'll take my time and disable this quietly.
Flopsy pulls out his thieves' tools and he starts to go to work. He's working. Reg, you're keeping a bit of a lookout, and then we cut all the way up to Miles and Saloni. So Miles and Saloni, you're standing at the top of the ramp in this paddock with the cows. Now, there's still a chance that these cows, chaotic creatures, are going to do something crazy. So this time, Brett's going to roll the 10 with the D10 with the 0 on the back of it, and you're going to roll the 10 without the 0. Let's see where we land. Get a 15.
93.
Oh, damn it. It was first 15. I should have picked the last 15. That would have been, yeah. Again, the cows are just moving around. They settle down after they hear that first chunk of the spears coming out, and you guys are left up there. About a minute goes by and nothing. You can see that they're just sitting down there. Reg is standing. He's kind of looking around, scanning.
Saloni's got night vision, right?
You see that that Flopsy is kind of just sort of very still, but he's hunched over.
Saloni, what's happening? What are they doing?
They're not moving.
Do you think they're dead?
They're not dead.
Okay. You said they're not moving.
They're doing something. There's a portcullis there. I cannot see very well.
Should we go have a look?
We would have to slide down here.
Well, no. Yeah, I'll walk along the wall and I'll help you down.
Perhaps you should have some faith in your party members. Miles, this is what it takes to be a Pathfinder. You have to trust the people around you.
Okay.
They will tell us when they are ready.
Okay.
They are not in danger.
So what are you doing after this?
Awkward silence.
Yeah, she's just... She starts milking a cow. All right, so we get to a point where we cut back to the two at the bottom. Brett, with a taking of 20, what was your disabled device check?
27.
27 is enough for you to eventually, you find a little brick, you move around, you use your disabled device tools, your thieves tools, and one of the portcullis bars moves up enough for a medium humanoid to move through.
Are you in, Flopsy?
Are you telling me I had to make this big enough for a medium creature to get through, but Shorty over here could have walked through the whole time because he's a small creature?
It's a humanoid creature. No small creature could have walked through. It's big enough that you think you can get somebody
Is
through.
it muddy through there?
The mud tracks sort of ease off and turn into blood.
Yep.
There is
so
a grate just
are we-
before the rest of it. So like a mud
drainage.
a drainage thing.
Yeah.
It's caked in mud and, you think that nothing's been cleaned for a
Yeah,
while. It certainly doesn't smell great.
Yeah, Flopsy, are we ready? You done it?
We could get through here. Can you call them down quietly?
Okay, cool. So Reg then turns looking up towards the other two and goes, moo?
Sense motive.
Oh dear, that's a 15.
On a 15, you hear a moo that is very out of place, incongruous with the rest of the world around you.
A halfling moo.
It's only.
A half moo.
Have they gone mad?
I think that is the signal.
Okay. Do you want me to help you down so you don't slide?
How are you going to see Miles?
Well, you can see, and you are holding my hand.
I cannot see if
Okay,
I'm
fine.
not there.
Okay.
I can see only as
As
good.
soon as I get inside, I'll make light for myself. I mean, the halfling's down there, and he can't see.
Flopsy's drunk a potion in this time.
You make your way down the ramp. Are you enacting your boots, Miles?
Yep.
Okay, so you enact your boots. You start walking down. You help her down at the same time. You regroup. As you move into the room, which I'm assuming that you do, you see here that there's a bit of a split rail fence just a little bit around the corner, which forms like a walkway chute for cattle descending from the ramp into this. And you see a series of iron hooks which are attached to rails that are inside little like chinks in the ceiling, so as if they can lift meat up, hook it onto a chink, and then move it downwards. The little chute itself moves down from where you are, probably another 40 feet that you can see, and you can move around the corner. The stench from in here is absolutely disgusting. It smells like that coppery smell of blood, but it smells like guts that have been.
Is it the kind of smell we would expect in an
from
abattoir?
a slaughterhouse?
Yeah, okay.
Definitely, and not a clean one either. Like it is pretty gross down here. And this is you're about to enter the slaughter floor. I guess this is the chute where the animals come in and go from animal to hamburger.
Yeah.
So while you're heading down, Flopsy's going to he drank a potion to heal himself up, and then he's prestidigitating the mud off himself just to clean himself up a little bit quietly. And then he's just going to keep those rose petals in his hand and breathe in that scent to kind of get the rose smell to cover the stink of this place.
Or with the heightened tension here, Reggie's going to arm himself.
Okay, Reggie, you can't see. Miles, you can't see.
Ma-
Salone's kind of looking. I cannot see very well.
Miles is going to get Tippy, and he's going to position him with his coat kind of in front of him to the side a bit, and
Yep.
go, Tippy, cast light.
Bright light shines from Tippy, especially in this very dark. All of a sudden, this blinding light that you blink a couple of times. Those of you without dark vision, and even as your dark vision changes from dark vision into normal vision, Brett, the Flopsy starts to blink. As you open your eyes, you look up, and in front of you are two small green creatures looking at you with evil smiles on their faces, short, sharp teeth, red eyes, as you face two goblins. And we'll see you next week.
Oh, it just got in. I thought it was going to be something way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I thought it was going to be two vampire cows.
Yeah.
Oh, they're vampire goblins. They're definitely vampires.
Vampire.
Do goblins have dark vision?